We are here for the long game.
Right.
By the end of 8 years, we will be back in the halcyon days of the Reagan administration's rebuilding of America. So calm down, relax, get out a cigar, kick your feet up, and have faith, because we are staying the course.
Yes.
Overarching question. Why do you believe you were fired?
I guess I don't know for sure. I believe I take the president at his word that I was fired because of the Russia investigation. Something about the way I was conducting it, the president felt created pressure on him that he wanted to relieve. Again, I didn't know that at the time, but I've watched his interview. I've read the press accounts of his conversations, so I take him at his word there. Now, look, I could be wrong. Maybe he's saying something that's not true, but I take him at his word, at least based on what I know now.
Talk for a moment about his request that you pledge loyalty and your response to that and what impact you believe that had.
I don't know for sure because I don't know the president well enough to read him well. I think it was, first of all, our relationship didn't get off to a great start given the conversation I had to have on January 6th.
In fact, I knew you weren't going to answer our questions today. And I apologize for wasting so much time here because it's really not been very productive. And I asked my staff to count the number of times today you would say I can't answer that question or refuse to give an appropriate response. It's happened 74 times so far. So really, it's either one of two things. Either you're saying that because you want to avoid the appearance of impropriety, in which case you should have recused yourself, or you're trying to protect Hillary Clinton.
Or Congresswoman, whichever. My family and I, along with millions of other true, moral, Christian, conservative voters, have had it with your inactivity and lies. Therefore, I want to make my position extremely clear. Do not allow the special counsel, Robert Mueller, to come before you in the House with this obvious witch hunt designed to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to impeach President Trump. We have waited patiently for years on you, the Republicans, to deliver on the pledges that you have made to get our votes. Now, I find myself I realize that you are no better for this nation than the Democrats. When we finally, with great resistance from you and your party, elected a president that is not from your elitist organization, you and all the others are now trying to get rid of him. Have no doubt, Congressman, that if you allow an obvious political strategy to remove President Trump from his rightful position, I, my family, my friends, and anyone and everyone I can talk to will do everything in our power to see to it that you never get elected to political office ever again. I know you may think that we, the people, would not dare to follow through with such a pledge because that would lead to your being replaced by a Democrat. Well, be assured, you know that I would be assured that I would rather have a Democrat in office. At least I will know where he or she stands instead of you who only cares about your job, not our jobs, or even this country. We are organized and we are serious. A man named Larry Nichols told me to call you and to say these exact words. He also asked me to tell you that if you don't believe Larry Nichols and our group will work night and day to defeat you, you need only to dial 1-800-BILL-CLINTON and find out from him if Larry Nichols and our group will do exactly what we say.
You know why they're going for obstruction of justice? Because they never have to hit a courtroom. They don't have to prove anything. All they got to do is convince X number of senators or congressmen into impeaching Trump. And that is the coup. That's what Alex Jones is talking about. Sean Hannity's talking about. Many other talk radio hosts and Tucker Carlson, Fox News, Mark Dice, Bill Still, all of the patriots of the United States that have taken their chances of going on the internet and setting up places for us to watch some of this stuff. This is what they call the silent coup. This is where they get X number of idiots in a room, probably more majority of Democrats and traitor Republicans that will probably try to impeach Trump. They hung their hats on the fact that he's not one of the Illuminatis. I hate to say that because I need to pull out my tinfoil hat when I do. But this is the New World Order, guys. I mean, you guys are finally waking up. Many of you understand that we did not need another politician in Washington. This is 30 years of fucking corruption coming to a head. And they can't kill him because they know we will not allow that. That won't roll at all. So they're going to have to disgrace him. They're going to have to make everything that he does against what we the people. You ever notice that? They all say that. We, the Americans out there need to know.
The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration announced today it's finally set to publish its electronic logging device mandate, which will basically require all truck operators who are required to keep records of duty status to use an electronic logging device to keep up with their hours of service.
That he is. Hit the ground running, okay? Got us out of TPP, out of that Paris Accord, 1 million jobs in the economy, stock market's booming, military stronger. We've got the illegal aliens down 78%, refugees down 50%. He's doing his job. And Mitch McConnell and Speaker Ryan and all the Republicans and the obstructionist Democrats and the obstructionist Republicans need to get on board that train. And it's simply an issue of Donald Trump is going to make America great again. We're going to help him do that. And that's what Congress is there for. They ran on the repeal and replace 7 years. He's only been here 6 months. Why hasn't it been done?
ELDs, enforcing ELDs. I mean, honestly, a lot of drivers really don't give a shit about whether they do it on paper or whether they do it on ELDs. It's not that big of a deal. The issue with us is the cost associated with it. Okay. There's a lot of regulations in this law, and I don't know them all. I mean, the law has changed. The law has changed form from how it began to how it is right now. And I don't know what all the regulations are going to be concerning the ELDs. But I know that even the applications that are out there right now are going to have to change. Okay. And so there's going to be a cost. No matter how you look at it, there's going to be a cost. I mean, we're going to be forced to go to ELDs, and nobody's going to provide the service for free. Okay, it's going to cost. I don't know what the cost of a Qualcomm unit is, but there's a monthly cost associated with it also. Currently, that's a monthly cost I don't have to pay. But here pretty soon, it's going to be a monthly cost I have no choice but to pay. Some people who are owner-operators, that cost is going to be absorbed by their company. Okay, the company's going to put the ELD in their trucks free of charge. The driver's not going to have to pay anything for it. The owner-operator's not going to have to pay anything for it, and the company's going to cover the cost of the service, the monthly service. Okay, but my company's not that way. That's just not going to happen with my company. My company, we are all owner-operators, and our company expects us to pay all of the costs associated with our operation. It's my business. It's not my company's business. Okay, I'm contracted to my company to haul freight for my company. if the law states that I have to have an ELD in my truck in order to remain in compliance, then and if I want to continue hauling for my company, then I'm going to pay for putting the ELD in my truck, and I'm going to pay for maintaining that ELD. I'm going to pay for the monthly service on the ELD. Right now, that's a cost I don't have to absorb. Right? Right now, I can go to any truck stop and I can buy logbook pages for $3.95. That $3.95 will cover me for a month. So per month, $3.95. That's my cost. But I don't even have to pay that because my company provides the paper logs with all their information on it. So I don't even have that cost right now. But when it comes time to buying one of these boxes, you know, or renting one of these boxes, you have a monthly rental fee or you have a purchase price. And I've priced some of these, and they're averaging around $400 or $500 a piece. A lot of people are like, well, $400 or $500, that ain't shit. You know, it is to me. You know, it's a cost to me. It is shit. You know, and then you've got all these rules and regulations associated with, like, you have to be able to email or print out your logbook. So now you've got to provide a printer that's compatible with your e-log, so that you can print out the logbook on the site, or you have to have an e-log that has the capacity to email the log page, last 7 days worth of log pages, to the DOT officer, and it's just, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the e-logs that are available right now, they don't have that capacity, so you have to get a printer that's compatible with the e-log, and I don't even know if any of them exist right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a cost. It's a cost, and it's an unnecessary issue, right, that I shouldn't even have to deal with. All right, but then you move into the idea that there's no proof anywhere, there's no statistics anywhere, there's no study anywhere that e-logs do anything towards safety. As a matter of fact, the evidence is exactly in the opposite direction. The evidence indicates that e-logs actually cause more problems. Now, why is that so? I mean, you know, why is it so that e-logs cause problems? Okay. Well, you know, the problem is that you have a box telling you what you can do, when you can do it, how you can do it, where you can do it, okay? And so you're constantly rushing against time. Okay? Now, how can I explain? It's hard for me to explain this in a way that really makes sense, okay? Or in a way that addresses my issue with the e-log mandate, and shows that the problem isn't whether or not you're on e-logs or whether or not you're on paper logs. All right, the problem is the 14-hour rule, and that's always been the issue. It's been the issue the whole time, and it's going to continue to be the issue. And e-logs aren't going to solve the problem. E-logs are going to compound the problem. Okay. We all know that there's a lot of owner-operators out there that do not do things completely legal. We all know that. I mean, if you think that everybody is not, you know, if you think that everybody's out here, you know, running perfectly legal all the time, you've got your head buried in the sand. We all know that there's drivers out here that bend the rules, that push the rules, okay? All right, but I want to explain to you how the difference is on paper as opposed to e-logs. Because all of us, whether you're on e-logs or whether you're on paper, you're fighting this 14-hour rule. And see, here's how this 14-hour rule works. All right, the HOS rules and regulations state that you have 14 hours within a 24-hour period. All right, 14 consecutive hours within a 24-hour period to complete 11 hours worth of drive time. In that 14-hour period, you can drive a total of 11 hours. Okay? In that 11-hour period of time, sometime between the first 8 hours of your drive time, you have to take a 30-minute mandatory break. So let's look at this. You get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, it's mandatory by our FMCSA rules and regulations that we do what's called pre-trip inspection on our truck. Okay, the minimum amount of time that you can log for a pre-trip inspection on paper dialogue, just 15 minutes.